single mom, professional musician. She was a producer, multifaceted. Off stage, it was still music.
Clora Bryant was one of the few female jazz trumpeters to play with Dizzy Gillespie.
Trying to hold down our family. She was very bubbly, she was yellow, but she was a bright color, That's why we honor her, to this day with the yellow. She was all about love, and that's what took her through so much pain and so much hard times.
She was a member of the International Sweethearts of Rhythm. That was one of the first integrated all-female professional jazz groups.
The city of Los Angeles honored her. I escorted them downtown. We get downtown, and it just happened to be a protest. Don't give up, fight, don't give up, fight, something like that. She jumps out the car, jumps right in with the protesters. Don't give up, fight. Doesn't even know if they're feeling. I was like, hey, Mom, come on, get out of here for the kitty. What?
And to know that she was from here, from Denison, that's such a cool thing to look back on.
Our uncle left to go to the service, and like we said, Mom wanted to be able to get out and go hang out to the parties, to the football games, or things like that. So for her to get out, she joined the band, and she had a teacher here, I believe his name was Conrad Johnson, and she would get up before school and go practice and get her rehearsal in and be taught what she would turn into her jazz. But yeah, I believe Conrad Johnson would have had a big influence on her and the direction she took her with her horn and her music, as far as the culture from Denison, Texas.
Interesting story about this picture. This was during the war, and all the men were gone to fight, left the women behind to play, and there was no drummer. So my mother played the drums and the trumpet at the same time back then. And today, I play drums, I play bass on the keyboard, and I rap and sing at the same time. So when people ask where did I get that from, there is your proof.
Clora Bryant was one of the few female jazz trumpeters to play with Dizzy Gillespie in that era of music. She was a member of the International Sweethearts of Rhythm. That was one of the first integrated all-female professional jazz groups that existed around the time of World War II. And when I first found out about Clora Bryant, I had recently come from the Women Band Directors International Conference and had met with a group of directors who had started their own all-girls jazz group. And when I found out that we had a member of such a group from Denison, I wanted to start a similar group in Denison ISD.
One day she came to us and said, I'm going to write a letter to Gorbachev. I want to go to Russia. I want to extend my hand with peace from here. Because at the time, our President Reagan and Gorbachev, they were friends. They were trying to get the wall down. So Mom was, I want in. So she wrote a letter to the Kremlin. And they wrote her back. They gave her 5 concerts in Moscow and Leningrad. All we had to do was get there. They were going to pay us in rubles. And she wanted myself and my brother to accompany her on this trip. The biggest thing she faced was how to get there. A lot of her peers were like, wow, how'd you do that? Right. They couldn't understand her determination. And in that letter, which we'll share with you at some point, we got our passports, had a film crew accompany us from UCLA, and off we went.
So yeah, the experience in Russia, man, when I lost weight, I came back with chickenpox. I don't know. The food, it was just such an experience though. My mom was so excited about the whole trip. It was awesome.
For me, that was probably one of the funniest experiences in our life together. Was that right there. But Russia, they didn't get to see Americans a lot. So the word got out. Oh, there's some Americans coming to our jazz festival. So they took us from Moscow to Yaroslavl, where they were having this jazz concert. And I was so enamored, if wasn't nobody else going anywhere, I would go and hang out and go to jam sessions and stuff like that. And I went to this one jam session in an auditorium, and I'm playing with all these, and they could play. The jazz musicians there.
Oh yeah.
They were playing jazz
slouch.
music.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that right. Russia, y'all know y'all jazz music. Okay, so we're playing. We're jamming. Trombone player, he's so excited, he's backing up, bowing. And while I'm looking, all of a sudden he fell off the stage, rolled over the chair. The horn went through, his feet went through, the curtain closed, and everybody gave him a standing ovation.
They clapped like it was nothing
While we
wrong.
were playing, he
Nothing
got
wrong.
out, came back up on the stage and
Took a
bowed.
bow and continued playing.
Couldn't believe it.
You know, and
But
that-
then when it was over, and this is the only
So
time
much
this has ever
going
happened to me, and I felt like either Jay-Z or some heavy artist, I signed autographs for an hour. Everybody in the place lined up. He signed this, he signed that. And I'm like, okay, I'm signing. Some guy gave me scissors and I etched my name in his symbols. Some girl gave me a pen, took her shirt off, said, sign my bra. One girl said, sign my bag. People were giving me pictures. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
There's a gentleman here right now that's from Russia, and he just gave us credit the other day. He said, the reason why I know how to speak English is because my brother left him a Kumo D tape.
Kumo D rap tape. I was
Kumo
playing.
D
He was
rap
like,
tape. He's a
"Who's
rapper."
that?" I'm like, "That's Kumo D's from there." Oh, there's someone else here.
And he said that's how he learned to speak English, from the Kumo
Listen
D
to Kumo
rap
D.
tape. Yeah.
I put tape on, then I watch you. 3 seconds later, I got you shaking your head, dancing instead of sitting. The rhymes kick, the beat's hitting you just like a home run, slamming like a slam dunk. Ride the waves of James Brown, J. Funk.
This is how he learned to
happened to
speak
me.
English.
How you think it feel to see another MC get paid? Using my rap style, and I'm playing the background. Meanwhile, I ain't with that. You can't forget that. You think we stop? I'm taking it back, coming back, like Return of the Jedi. Returning season to play that said I could only rock rhymes, but only rock crowds, but never rock records. How you like me now?
So that's how he learned how to speak English. From him, he took all those words from those rap songs, and to this day, he'll give us credit for that one.
Shout out to Kumo D.
Ole,
Helping
Ole.
Russia with their English.
Russia with love is what my mom, that was her whole mission for that letter to Gorbachev and our trip for that. And she was a little disappointed that the reception when we came back home wasn't what she thought it was. And there was some discrepancies going on like that. But again, her adversity, she didn't let them stop her.
And her determination.
Her determination, she never let anything stop her. She knew, I'm just going to keep going. She said, didn't happen what I thought, but I'm going to keep going.
In my opinion, Clora Bryant had quite a few things that she had to overcome as a professional jazz musician. Not only was she a woman, but she was a black woman in that time. So she faced systemic racism, systemic sexism in pursuing her path as a professional jazz trumpeter. And some of those issues still face professional musicians today. Even now, professional jazz, and really all genres, but really more so in jazz, it's still a very male-dominated industry. And so I think students can look back at what Clora Bryant faced in her career and learn from it, especially if they are a female musician wanting to pursue that as a career themselves.
Booked the gig, she had to get the man to play the role because men didn't want to deal with women booking no gigs and putting no money in their head. So she had to play that role. She never liked agents. She never liked managers. She didn't want people telling her what to do.
But she was well respected by
Yes.
Dizzy Gillespie and
Yes.
Louis Armstrong and all those.
When she came to Central Avenue, she was 17, 18 years old and was able to play, but she wasn't quite old enough to get in the clubs. But my uncle would take her and dress her up, make her look older. He said, don't worry, but just bring your horn. Once you get in and start playing, it ain't gonna matter how old you are. And it didn't, because once she started playing and making her way up and down Central Avenue, Charlie Parker, Dizzy Gillespie, anybody on Central Avenue at that time, because that was the hub for jazz in LA, Central Avenue, she garnered and earned their respect. Dizzy Gillespie said of our mother, if you closed your eyes, you would think there was a man playing. But when you opened them, you realized that you were wrong. That you were wrong.
I think that if Clora Bryant were to come to Denison High School today, she would be thrilled at how many female musicians are in our jazz band. I think she would be just completely tickled by the Sweethearts of Swing. We picked our name because of Clora Bryant. She was a member of the International Sweethearts of Rhythm, and when I was dreaming up the Sweethearts of Swing, I was like, oh, we got to steal from this. So I think she would be really excited to see this group. We have as many as like 40 students who will come at any point in time to a Sweethearts rehearsal. It's kind of a revolving door. And it's a really good place for students to try jazz, see if they like it, learn from the older students, mentor the younger students as they get older. So I hope that she would be really proud of what we've created in her honor.
Clora Bryant was a pioneer who became my mentor, and lucky for me, a dear friend. Clora was raised by her father, who told her that anything was possible if you wanted it badly enough. She took that truth and moved forward in her musical life with that same conviction. Anytime she faced a hurdle, she found a way to overcome. Allies like Louis Armstrong and Dizzy Gillespie recognized the merit of her musicianship, and her perseverance, positivity, and strength propelled her ever forward. I was fortunate enough to be raised by a strong, independent woman who instilled all of those values in me. My mother, my biggest fan and most ardent supporter, always taught me to go for it and follow my dreams. And to have a mentor like Clora Bryant, who also encouraged and supported me to pursue this wonderful, fulfilling, and important career in music, was a true blessing. And the influence of her radiant smile, her beautiful crown of flowers, swinging groove, dancing feet, and the sweet song of her trumpet and her voice stay with me when I take the stage. I miss her, but I know her spirit lives on through the inspiration she's given me and the countless other female and male musicians she's influenced. We honor her by continuing to forge ahead. Thank you, Clora. I miss you, and I love you.
Yes, indeed, we're walking, and you and me are walking to see Mom Baby's mural.
Yes, we are going to witness the unveiling of the Clora Bryant tribute mural in downtown Denison, Texas. Yes.
Now, the president called and left a message for her mom, and I left it at home. But I remember what he said. He says, "Cora, I want to wish you a happy birthday. Michelle sends her best. And if you were here, I'd have you play at our anniversary. God bless you. And happy birthday." 2, 3.
Oh!
Oh my God! Really? Mama with a pay.
Wow! So my brother accompanied her to the Kennedy Center, and how did she describe getting that award was for her? Yeah. So to be remembered for winning this award here made her complete. The Mary U. Williams Award, Woman in Jazz Award. It made her complete. That she would see this and say, "Yes, I did that." She would probably say, "Dad, I did it." And that's our show on the AZR. That's what's out there right now in the world. If you Google our mom today, a lot of things come up. There's a lot of musicians and singers that are emulating our mother and carrying on in her name. They're big influenced by her heavily. So how she wanted to be remembered? Yeah, it's Clora Bryant.
I think that we can learn from Clora Bryant's life that what you start in Denison can impact the world. I think that being from a small town, it's easy to get stuck. It's easy to think that this is, oh, I'm just from Denison. What can I do? There are people from here who have gone out and shaped the world, shaped jazz, shaped music. And I think that there's a lot of talent here that can continue that tradition.
A chance of a lifetime, and life will show compassion and send to me a stroke of light.
called you, called mom, called y'all. She would end it all kind of ways. Blood in a million years. Yeah. The day mom passed, I actually sang that to her while her heartbeat was slowing down and stuff. Right in the hospital. Right in her ear. The doctors were looking around like, is this really happening right now? But I knew that she could still hear me. So I said, what better way, Mom, for you to transition than for me to be singing in your ear? You know?
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's not an easy song to sing, man. You know? Happy birthday, Mama. Happy birthday, Mama. 98 years old today. I'm here in Denison representing you. Thank you to everybody involved getting us here. You know, Donna, this was so awesome. You guys are just making our lives as Denison helped make her life. Denison really shaped my mom, Texas. The Yellow Rose of Texas. She took that everywhere. So, yeah. Ooh, okay.
I love dramatic endings.
Yeah.
Sit there and count your fingers. What can you do, oh girl? You're through. Just sit there and count your many fingers. Unhappy little girl blue.